I mean, like, so many positive ways. Maybe we can't lose. I mean, like so many positive ways. Maybe we can't lose. So many positive ways. Maybe we can't lose. I mean, like, so many positive ways. Maybe we can't lose.
Hello everybody. Yes, we are back. This is PYS number 6, the final PYS and the final group. As you can see, we are going out on our BPS-H2O team against Serenity. Now Serenity are topping that leaderboard just below Endgame. So Endgame are in first place on 38,000 cups, Serenity on 35,699. So Serenity is pretty safe up there. BPS, well, H2O is a second team of the BPS Gravitas clan. So they're currently in 4th place, so again, there isn't really much going on, to be fair, between these two. But we will see. We're off to go out on Mayan Ruins, followed by Dynasty's Pearl, so let's have a quick look. But before we do, I just want to point some other things out. I'm not the only one streaming, so if you click onto the streams, you'll see me. That's me. Hello, me. And then you've got Wild Ones Alpha. He is going out with Reti against Turk Tank. Then you've got Every with A1N1 against Sparta, and then Amunet with Raid against Vale. So plenty of streams, guys. There are 4. That's the maximum we can have, I believe. So plenty of content out there. And with that, let's have a look at Mayan Ruins. This is Mayan Ruins, and what are we going to see here? Well, we don't really know. We can only give you an overview. Teams generally like to send Vickers or a medium out towards this C cap, trying to put pressure on. Works the same from both sides. It's very rare to see a full-on C strat with the whole team, but it's not uncommon. Recently, I've been seeing teams sending E5s and Kranvagons to around this area, whilst having an IS-4 drop into the B cap and try and put multiple pressure on there. It is not uncommon to see super heavies like a Mouse and E100, and if so, from this spawn they like to send them around this area, possibly even pushing as hard up as this, depending on how aggressive they want to be. Some teams like to take AMX-50Bs from that spawn, and if so, they stick them into the A cap with the intention of bringing them around and joining up with those super heavies to put pressure on. Reason being, well, the other side normally from the other spawn will have a super heavy of some description, and they will stick them around here also. That way they get to put pressure on both the B cap if they do send an IS-4 in, and anything coming down that lane. Again, they can also send AMXs up into the A cap, but it is risky. There's a lot more ground to cover, and it's a lot more open than on the other side. Again, you can send an IS-4, drop into that B cap and try and get those early caps, but it is risky because you can be reset from that bush there, which is not uncommon. Once they have done it, they normally rotate to about that position there. 9 times out of 10, the brawl area around this map is between the A cap and the B cap, but you just never know what strat they're going to do. Either way, it's a great little map. It lends itself for some good heavy tank play, but it also has some great opportunities for those mobile teams with their Vickers, T22s and the such. Either way, we're set to have a great game here. So, that's Mayan Ruins. The other map is Dynasty's Pearl. Let's see if I've got that one as well. We'll have a quick flyover on there. Also, we've got time before the rooms open. We were open in about 2 minutes. We won't jump in until there's about 3 minutes left to go. So, that's Mayan Ruins. This is Dynasty's Pearl. This is Dynasty's Pearl. A map that a lot of people love or you hate it. It's one of the two. I mean, it's not a TD friendly map. But for tournaments, wow, we get to see a lot of super heavies on this map. What can we expect to see here? Well, the main strat is to send your super heavies down here and push onto that B cap. Try and stick them around here while the rest of your team tries to use the undulations of the terrain to get into that C cap. If, however, they're going for the A cap, then you'll see the super heavies on the other side of these buildings, but still in the same corner whilst the A cap is taken. Once A cap is taken, you'll then get the teams basically put themselves onto this ridge overlooking the B cap. They will also stick tanks down there to look at that flank and down that side to potentially look at that flank. From the other spawn, well, C cap is pretty much the same and you do pretty much the same thing. And you do pretty much the same if you go into the A cap. So it's a pretty symmetrical map, this one. What you generally find, however, is that the big brawly area is around here. definitely around the B cap. That is the crucial cap, and whoever takes C or A first to get those initial cap advantages certainly do have the advantage. If it's a C cap, well, there's a lot of areas you can go haul down on this ridge, on these flanks either side, and anything coming into that B cap can kind of be wrecked. If, however, you're on the A cap, then again you've got some great positions here. You can side scrape off here, you can haul down around here, and you can stick your big lumbering super heavies here, and again anything that comes in generally gets wrecked. What clans generally do in then that position, they will generally do basically a double strat or even a triple strat, push their big super heavies into B while sending their other tanks on the flanks, either left or right, to divert the attention. Either way, we are always set for a brawl here on Dynasty's Pill, so we're in for a great game. So we've seen the maps, we know what we can kind of expect. Just to give you a quick overview of what's actually going on, however. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Bear with me. That's the wrong window. That wasn't meant to happen. This is the window I need. So let me open the right one. There we go. So the clans that we've got to keep an eye on tonight are basically 5 down to 9. That's BPS, Bellator Potens, A1N1, Areti and APA. Why? Because they're all on less than 33,000. And then when we have a look down in the next one, which is basically the top 16, if it decides, there we go. Wreckham, Infinity War, and I don't think maybe Vale. I mean, these three do have a chance, but only if one of those top 8 actually make a mistake. Reti and IW, Infinity War, they've got a better chance. I think there's about 2,500 cups up for grabs. That would give Vale basically 32,000, almost 33,000. Don't know if that's enough. It would give Infinity War... They've got to go on and win everything, basically. And they've also got these clans here to muck up. So it's by no means easy, and it's by no means determined that top 8. So, we've got the room. Let's pop in, shall we? Almost said yes to a quick tour then, which was going to be disastrous. So, there we go. So, we will have BPS H2O on the North Spawn and Serenity on the South Spawn. Still waiting for the guys to roll in and ready up. Serenity have kind of rolled in. BPS kind of haven't rolled in yet, but they will, given time. Oops. So, I mean, we're just waiting for them to ready. They've got plenty of time. It's not like they don't have time. They do have time and plenty of it. This is round 32, by the way. Quite a lot of teams got to buy. That's just the way it works with the win rate seeding at the moment, because it's the strongest to weakest principle, and they're all seeded differently. It only takes the 7 best players to calculate the win rate, even though there are 10 in a team. Although with H2O, BPS H2O, there are I think there's only 8 in their team or something. Anyway, Serenity ready up. We've got Peepoo Devil in a TVP, Flytix in an E5, Peepoo Dog in the IS4, Peepoo Plat in an Object 260, Spitfires also dropping into a 260, Days in an E5, and Alpha in a TVP. Potentially. It's potentially. And we're still waiting for BPS to get a full team, so they haven't got a full team yet. So give it time, they'll get one. They will get one. Ta-da! And they've got a minute to go, so, well, just over a minute, so they've got plenty of time. And it looks like Serenity are actually toying around with their meta, which is normal. Playing up for the stream. Those Object 2.6s now being dropped. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest for this map, to be perfectly honest with you. But they'll pick their meta in a moment. So, let's have a look. So we have Serenity, Peepoo Devil in a TVP, Flytix in an E5, Peepoo Dog in the IS4, Spitfires in the T95 E6, Days in the E5, Alpha in the TVP, and Pipu Plat in the T95 E6. Also, moving over to BPS, well, there's only 6 of them so far. That's H2O Ricky in the T22, Relive in a Crown Wagon, Lagundo in the IS4, 12 in the E5, Jody in an E5, and Heffalump in an E5. So, missing a couple of players are BPS. Yeah. That's going to make it pretty difficult for them, and they're not waiting in the queue. If they were, we would see them. So they've only got 9 seconds left to get their extra player coming in. Okay, it's 7 against 6. BPS pretty much on the back foot from the off. Not going to lie. So, okay. Not much they can do about it, BPS. Let's be firm, frank and honest. Hello, Judy. Hello, everybody. Hello, you guys in the game. So let's get up high into the back of the map and see what BPS are going to do. Are they going to split? Are they going to split? Well, Ricky is going over to the C-Cap. Effalump making his way down there as well. Rest of the team, all four of them, because there's only 6, heading to the middle area. Moving over the map, let's have a look to see what Serenity are doing. Well, TVPs are already in the position on this ramp, looking to probably pressure the middle area or even the C-Cap. Spitfires are coming in the E6 as well, and down there we also have the E6 and the E5. Pipu Plat and Days looking to put pressure on the C-Cap also. So there's 2 tanks down here. 12 is going to come down in the E5 to try and help out. But at the moment, they have got the gun advantage to Serenity. Not much they can do. Although Spitfires is being smacked, and so is Days. So, but Relieve as and Effalump both had blooded noses. Ricky here, well, the TVP is going to try and get around to Pipu Devil and Pipu Plat and put lots of shots into. No, it's Pipu Plat's in the E6. Down goes Ricky. Now they're going to focus their attention elsewhere. Jody and Lagundo are coming in to try and relieve some of this pressure, but as you can see, I mean, it's pretty much going Serenity's way. At the top of the map, I'm not going to bother because it's 2 against 1 up there. Relive is being tussled with some other tanks. Days, however, could go down here. Lagundo looking to put a shot in. There we go, and so does 12. Poor old Days, he's being bullied. Why are you bullying me? But before he goes down, Effalump, was that an ammo rack? I think it may have been. A lot of hit points going very quickly. Relieve is dropped down in the Crown Wagon, but... Oh, they did take Days down though, so it's not going to be a 7-0. 12 will be the next focus. Down goes 12. Down goes Relieve. It's just Jody and Lagundo left. Oh, Lagundo taking down Pipu Plat. But Lagundo is effectively next to no hit points. He's a one-shot. Down goes Jody. Lagundo is the last tank standing, or not, as the case may be. However, there were only 6 of them. There's only 6 of them. It's going to be difficult. Let's not kid ourselves here. So, valiant effort considering there's only 6 of them. But yeah, it was always going to go Serenity's way when there's only 6 people in the team. Moving over, well, at the moment, there's still only 6 of them by looks on it. We're going to swap the spawn points. This time, BPS on the south spawn. Serenity on the north spawn. Again, still only 6 of them. Methinks BPS have put their backs against the wall slightly here. It is their second team, to be fair. So you never know. They did have a full line. They did have a lineup. I think it was 7. I think it was 8 they had. Could be wrong. Could have been 9. But I'm pretty sure it was 8. Anyway, Serenity have read it up. We have Pipu Devil in a 50B. Flytix in a 50B. Pipu Dog in a Foch. Pipu Plat in a Badger. Spitfires in a Foch. Days in a T22. Alpha in a Foch. Pipu Plat probably isn't going to go out in a Badger. It's probably going to be a French tank. Days is the only one that's, well, screwing that up really. Because he's not in a French tank, he's in a Russian tank. Moving over to BPS, all 6 of them. We've got H2O Ricky in an E5, Relieve in an IS4, Lagundo in the IS4, 12 in the E5, Jody in the 260, and Heffalump in an E5. Alpha jumping into a Badger. So it's a mixture. They've got French, British, and that lone Stellanium tank there in their lineup. So 250Ps, 2 Foshes, 2 Badges, and a T22. You know, can't be bad. Can't be bad. But again, with only 6 players, well, the odds are in favour of Serenity. Let's not kid ourselves. So, hit points, there's not that much in it, to be fair, despite the fact they've got a tank down. Imagine what it would be if they had a tank. But they haven't. They're a tank down. Let's get up high into the back and see where all 6. I will, Lagundo, don't worry. So, they're all staying en masse. Oh, poor old Relieve. Come on, catch up, catch up. Bless him. He's in a slow tank compared to the others. So, poor old BPS. Well, Jody peels off. Oh, Ricky gets a smack from Peepoo Devil. So does 12 as they try to cross. But good shot going back by Lagundo into good old Peepoo Devil there. He's not having it all his own way. But it is going to be tough. I mean, here come the Foshes. Fosh. Are they going to push the Foshes? Yeah, they are. I mean, Ricky's going to try and get behind Peepoo Dog here. And give them a hard time. Peepoo Dog, yes, he's going to go down. The Fosh is foshed. Spitfire's running away. Run away! Now come the Badgers to put some pain onto Lagundo. That's 12 and really... Oh, the other Fosh has been foshed. Lagundo, though, he's being badgered here by the Badger. It does work in English, believe me. And he is taken down. There we go. H2O Ricky is a one-shot. What's going on with the... Oh, Effalump bouncing, but... Effalump looking to... Oh, he puts a nice HE into fly ticks. Oof. Effalump down he goes. So we've got H2O Ricky. Relieve, bless him. He's in the midst of it now. Oh, that's a big loss of HP. Poor old Relieve. He'll be relieved this is over. And he is. Jody and Ricky are left. Let's go with Jody and the 260. Why not? H2O Rick is a one-shot. He's running in. He's doing Harry Carry against Peepoo Plat, Alpha, and the other. Oh, Daisy's up here. Look, Alpha's coming up here. So, oh, 12 is still alive, so it's 2 on 2. Jody could do this if it wasn't for the Badger. Down goes 12. It's 2 against 1. Jody being bullied. Oh, good shot into the Badger though. But look at Days stealing the kill from Alpha. And it's all over. It was always going to go Serenity's way, but I tell you what, BPS made them work for it. It wasn't as easy as you think. And there you go. There's no point looking at that. Well, there is actually. They did 13,000 damage compared to the 15,000, so that's not bad at all. So that was Fast and Furious. Let's have a look, see if we've got any other results. Probably not, to be honest with you. Don't forget, there are others out there streaming, so we'll be carrying on with Serenity. And they will go out against APA on Port Bay, followed by New Bay in about 20 minutes, well, 22 minutes to be exact. So let's have a look at Port Bay and New Bay. Might as well, we got some time. We'll go to Port Bay first. And on it, not alone, let alone the tall circuit, one of those interesting maps. If this is a public game, well, the idea is to get your mediums over that side of the map to put pressure on the C-cap. That's not necessarily the case here on tournaments. What you generally find is that if they're not doing a full-on C-strat, some clans do, then they'll send a medium or a light to hit about this position here to get those spots. And at the same time, they'll stick a Kranwagen or similar down here on this little ump to get those resets if the other team are doing that C-strat. If they're not doing a C-strat, then it's not uncommon to see them stick a heavy around this area just to assist with resetting that B cap down that line, and a super heavy sometimes on one of these two buildings, or even as far forward as these buildings here, again to put pressure on that B cap. They may stick a tank E5s around here looking down onto that A cap while sticking another tank, maybe an IS4, maybe a Kranwagen, maybe even E5, any form of heavy into this coal pile. You can stay nicely hauled down here whilst resetting the A cap. From the other side, well, it gets a bit more difficult because it's not a true asymmetric map. You will see them still using those super heavies, Mouse E100, stick them either in this building or in this building, or even as far forward as these buildings. They may send their E5s and IS4s round. If so, they will send the IS4s out wide, going down this line, hence the reason why there's a tank normally in that coal pile, with the E5s pushing straight into that cap there. That can be dangerous because they can stick their E5s and Kranwagens and other haul down type tanks in this area here just to get these resets. If they do go for the C-strat, well, it's not uncommon to see them sending their mediums or lights out wide whilst the rest of the team push into the C-cap from either spawn. Majority of the time, the brawl area is between the A and the B cap, but it's not uncommon to see it around the C cap. It's just more common to see it around this area, with the B cap being the centre of attention 9 times out of 10. Either way, Port Bay is always an interesting map, and no doubt we're going to have some amazing gameplay. So that's Port Bay. The other one is New Bay. So that's the decider. So let's have a quick flyover on that one and see how that stacks up. This is New Bay, one of the recent additions to the tournament scene. So what are we expecting to see here? Well, it depends. Some clans like to send their tanks all the way up to these ridges, these ramps, sorry. Get onto these ramps. Well, the thing is, anything coming up the ramp you can smack, anything crossing over there you can smack, and you can get some really dominant positions around here. At the same time, they like to send their super heavies like the Mouse or an E100 down to these type positions. That way, if anything comes around to try and get up the ramps from the flank, they've got it covered. Alternatively, they can push through this area and put some pressure onto the park. It's not uncommon to try and get a fast cap here on the B cap, and in the alternative on the C cap. It all depends. I mean, some clans, even from the other spawn, can go through. They can fast cap their respective caps, C and B, and then continue pushing through onto the other cap. If there are tanks on the ridge, on the ramps, however, it becomes a danger here with the crossfire. That's why they like to go onto those ridges. But you will get the cap advantage, but the cap advantage doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the game. The brawl areas, well, it depends. Sometimes you get a brawl around here, sometimes you get a brawl around this cross section here with the heavies, and sometimes you get a brawl around the park and the B and C caps. It all depends on what cap they're going to utilise. New Bay has always been a tricky map, but it's always been an interesting one insofar as strats and meta selection. So I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be a great game as always. So that was New Bay. So getting some of the results coming through now. So Raiden Vale is still playing. The decider of that will go on to meet APA in the next round. Endgame and IW will meet up in the next round. A1N1 in Sparta went out in the games we just saw. A1N1 beating Sparta. They will go on to face Reckham. Already into that round is Reti and Loka. We just watched BPS H2O against Serenity. We clearly saw that Serenity beat BPS with only their 6 players. Woohoo! Well, they will now meet APA as we've seen. Also in that round is the other BPS, They are facing off against Quick. Down in the bottom then we have Reti against Turk Tank. Reti beating Turk Tank. They will now face Reckham. Also in that group is Kraken S with BPS, and I think that's the Gravitas BPS. So we're just waiting on that Vale raid game. My chart has not been updated. Let's see if the game itself has been updated. Don't know as of yet. There's raid. No, they're still playing. So we've got a bit of time, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try my best to find a replay. Although I am running out, I must admit. Running out sort of really quickly. Oh, I've got a couple. Yay, here we go. You can watch Elias Sucks, very, very good player from the Asia server, rolling out in his Vickers Light here on Middleburg, and I will go and get a coffee, if you do not mind. So I'm coughed up and I'm back. Hello everybody, I'm back. So the latest result is in Raid have beaten Vale. So Raid are trying to secure their place in the top 16. But that puts paid to Vale's chances for top 8. It's not going to happen, so they'll now be in the top 16. It's just Reckham, Reti, A1, N1 that we need to keep an eye on now. Anything can still happen. Clans can still... Oh, in IW, sorry. Anything can still happen, so we just don't really know, is the honest answer. That's the glorious thing about the final day of PYS. Anything can truly, truly happen. But, you know, it's been an interesting tour so far. It did go to a decider between Raid and Vale, so you know it wasn't all plain sailing for either clan. I don't know how close the last game was, to be fair. Amunetti is, I believe, streaming that, so by all means get over and have a look. So, like I said, I don't know. It was on Dynasty's Pearl, same as we would have had. But I have no idea how close it was, or if it was close, or whatever. I mean, I'm just looking at some of it now, and it looked like it was relatively close. It wasn't all plain sailing, although Vale did lose 2 tanks quite early on to the loss of only 1 for Raid. Interestingly, I mean, it was leveled up at one stage, but hit points were going against them and against Vale. Interestingly, Raid took out 2 mouses. Don't see them do that. And that is a great... No, I can't do at all. That is a great little mastery there in the Vickers by Eliasucks. So let's just jump in so we can see the position. So it was 2-1. You know, as I said, it wasn't going all Raid or Raid's way. Let's see here. So it was 2-1 against Vale. They will now go and play APA. I believe that's APA's top team, to be honest with you. Yes, it is APA's top team. So Raid has still got a tricky task ahead of them, and we've still got 10 minutes, so I need to find yet another replay. Has anybody sent me anything on my email? Maybe, possibly. Oh, it's got no subject, so I don't know how good the replay is or not. So T23 E3, we'll have a look. I don't know if it's a good replay or not. I have no idea. I've not seen it. But here we go. Let's have a look.
Let's get this show on the road.
So earlier today I did the Asia stream and said to them I was what? Something in the region of 67 or 69 subscribers away from 6,000. I'm now 58, and what I've said is as soon as I get to 6,000 I'm going to do a giveaway. Don't know what it will be. Could be gold, could be a tank. I don't know yet. I'm in 2 minds because we've still got a long way to go, so you know I can still sort of in R. Because it may not seem a lot, 58, but trust me, 58 subscribers is a lot of subscribers to try and get when you're a small, little, tiddly, little YouTuber channel. So, but those on the stream right now, keep your eyes open for that. So when I hit 6K, I will be doing a giveaway. So you heard that here. You didn't hear it first. NA heard it first because I streamed them this morning. And then Asia, and now EU. So don't feel left out there, guys. It was just the order priority in time zone-ish type things. But basically that's what I'm looking at doing. So, you know, probably thinking that maybe by the end of this month, possibly, if I'm lucky. So keep your eyes open. Possibly by the end of this month, there may be a giveaway on this channel. Either gold or a tank. I don't know yet. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just knowing I'm going to do a giveaway when I get to 6K. So, yeah, just keep your eyes peeled. It's actually not a bad game, this, even though he's only got 44 hit points. I'm surprised the T71 hasn't smacked him with HE. To be fair. He got away with that. Not a bad game, but he did get away with that. To an extent. Unfortunately, guys, I am running out of replays. Oh, I've got another replay, but it's in realistic. Yeah, realistic would do. Ronnie's also sent me one in realistic. I've got a couple more replays. We've got about just over 7 minutes before we get the room invite. We've already seen the map, so we can't see them again. So by the time this replay finishes, we should have the invite, so everything could be good. Should be, anyway. He says, hoping with bated breath. Can't believe he survived most of this game with only 41 hit points. It's quite impressive, not gonna lie. It is quite impressive. Done 2.2k damage. I don't think he's going to be getting an ace. He might do. But no, I doubt that. He's taken 2 kills, 2.2k damage. Probably a second or a third class, I would have thought. That's a first class, so well done. Mastermind. Nice. So, can't play any more replays now because we're waiting for the room invite. Oh, what's this? I've got a message from somebody. I can't. Alas, I can't. Sorry. I am streaming the door. Oh, let's open a container. Not a paid one. Let's open one of the... Oh, let's open a common... Let's open a common container first. It's common, I tell you. My God, I got Berry Crush. Yeah, baby. And credit boosters. Oh, I've got a big container, but I've got a huge, humongous, huge container. Boosters. Damn you, Wargaming. How are we doing on the missions? Oh, that's not missions, you muppet. Well, that's missions. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? Oh, we're not quite there yet. Leaderboard. Oh, I haven't played. I'm down in 24th. That's a shame. Oh well, it happens. Where is my invite? Come on, Wargaming. Give me an invite. I better put that back on. Hello, I'm back. Where is the invite? Boo 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 doo boo boo doo boo doo. So this will be Serenity against one of the APA teams. This is APA's second team, I believe. And they are, I believe, seeded second in the tournament. APA's first team is seeded first. Go figure. There we go. There's the invite. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to ready up. And I'm going to jump out. There we go. I would love to interact with each and every one of you. I do read the chat, by the way, so I know what you're all saying. And if there's anything that sort of stands out, I will say, I will respond to it. Problem is, you're not going to hear it for 4 minutes after you've typed what you've typed, which by then you've probably forgotten what you typed. Welcome to the world of tournaments. Just the way it goes. So, hello to each and every single one of you. Even though I can't even really interact. I'd love to, but it's just really difficult. We're going to get it down to about the 3.5 minute mark before we jump in. There's no reason to jump in now. It should be too early. All you're going to see is a garage with people playing around with their meta selection in their tanks. Who, sounds a bit rude. Playing with their tonks. It does happen. You know, let's jump in. So, at the moment, APA have only got 6. They haven't. No, they have. They've only got 6. Go figure, eh? I don't think this is their second team, actually. I'm not sure. Could be their third team. I lose track. They had 4 teams in the tournament, so I lose track. Anyway, we're going out on Port Bay. We will have APA, whatever team, on the North Spawn and Serenity on the South Spawn. So far, all 6 of the APA guys are readied up, but they're going to play around, so there's no point going through their meta selection just yet. The 6 of Serenity are readied up as well with Peepoo Dog. Well, doing what he does best, just, you know, taking it chilled, calm, collective. I'm hoping that's APA do get 7. If not, that's going to be the next game that we've seen, 7v6, which doesn't help. APA did have a bye, so this is their first game of the evening because of their high seeding. Yeah, I think they are seeded second, so they will have. They had a bye going into this. Unlike Serenity, who had to fight their way to this round after facing off against the 6 men BPS H2O. Mustafa, you can send it either Discord or I'm typing. Excuse me. Send it there. I was watching Peter Kay again earlier, and if you ever get the chance, guys, go into YouTube and find Peter Kay misheard lyrics. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. It really is. I won't give any of it away, but it's just so funny. Seriously, you'd enjoy it. Well, if you've got my type of warped sense of humour, you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very funny. Some of the things that he was coming out with. We've still got over a minute to go, and there's still only 6 against 7. Ooh, ominous. It happens, man. So, Alpha at the moment is on the bench. He's all badgered out, bless him. Serenity are just toying with us because we don't see their queue. They're all just jumping in and out. So that's all they're doing, making it look like they haven't got anybody. Anyway, APA, all 6 of them have readied up. We have Ernest in a 260. Is that Wisner? I don't know. Because I don't know this team. Yeah, it is. It's Wisner. Wisner in an E5. Juggernaut in an E5. Exclusive in an E5. Marsink in an IS4. And Yabadoo in an E5. Why couldn't you have the name like Yogi Bear, which is Yabba-Dabba-Doo? No, not Yogi Bear. What am I talking about? It's the Flintstones who says Yabba-Dabba-Doo, not Yogi. Yogi says smarter than the average bear. Oh, God, going back in time here. Moving over to Serenity, we have Peepoo Devil in a Crown Wagon. Flytix in a Crown Wagon. Peepoo Dog in an E5. Peepoo Jail in a Vickers. Peepoo Platt in an E5. Spitfires in a Mouse. And Days in an E5. It is, however, 6 against 7. Can't be helped. So we're getting to see 6 against 7 yet again. APA already 3,000 hit points below, near as damn it. I'm gonna have to do something special to win this. Or Serenity have to do something stupid to lose it. One of the two. Let's find out. So, APA probably just all going to stay where they are. Z is not even moving. Are you AFK, man? I think Z is a bit AFK'd. Anyway, we'll leave him. He can join the party later. So, they're all going. People definitely saying, can Fujit play with them? I can't because I'm assigned as a spectator, else I would. So the whole of APA, they're just moving as a pack. Yabadoo is going by. Exclusive in Wisner, well, they're still going through. Coming across Days. Days is there. Days puts shots across. Doesn't hit anything. And Z is still AFK in the corner. Peepoo Platy has been smacked. C cap will be taken, but they're going to get the A and the B cap Serenity, so cap-wise, it's not a big deal. Exclusive going wide and low. That's interesting, trying to get up behind this rock. Wants that little bit of cover. And Marsink is just covering the flank. And Ernz is still AFK. People jail will just farm him to oblivion. No point watching that. Juggernaut in Visner, well, they're trying to push up onto Days. Yabadoo going high. Peepoo Devil is still farming over there. Is it Peepoo Devil? I don't think it is it? I think it's Peepoo People dog, actually. Here comes Devil in Days. And it is, well, yeah, the 260 of Earns that is clearly AFK. Juggernaut is being pushed, Exclusive is being pushed. It was Pipu Jail, actually, he was farming. Exclusive is going to go down, down he goes. Juggernaut will be next on the hit list. Days will be looking to take him down. Omar Sink is trying to stop Spitfires from killing him, but Days will, oh, Pipu Plat, no, it's Days who does take him down. Pipu Devil is looking worse for wear, but Yabadoo is coming in to give Days a bit of a hard time. Wisner taken out taken down by Flytix. It's 2 against too many, but it was 6 against too many to begin with. Yabadoo is the last man standing, and he's no longer standing. He's dead. Pretty straightforward stuff for Serenity so far. They've had, let's just say, the gentlest of final groups for PYS number 6. I mean, you're not going to get much gentle than this, are you? I mean, come on. So, swapping those spawn points. This time they got even less. Only got 5, because Earnzed is gone. Because he was AFK. But now it's 5 against 7. Oh, Earnzed's back. It's still 6 against 7. We're swapping the spawn points. It's still 5 because Earnzed is now a spectator. We've still got only... Oh, dearie me. Anyway, Serenity is looking like they're getting into the quarterfinals today with the easiest of final groupings. I'm not going to lie, the easiest of final groupings. So we have Wisner in an E5, Juggernaut in an E5 exclusive, in a Death Star, Mark Sink in an AIS4, and Yabadoo in a Mark 6. 5 against 7. Slightly an unfair advantage given to Serenity here. I mean, they could all take Electos if they wanted to. They wouldn't get in, but it'd be interesting. Flytix, E100, Pipu Dog, E5, Pipu Jail, 113 GFT, Pipu Plat is going into 121B, Spitfires 260, Daisy 5, Alpha 4202. Exactly, Alpha. Now we know why you're getting to the top 8. You get, like, easy groupings all the way through. It's not difficult, it's not hard. Just play teams that have less players than you. Seems to be the way it goes. Less is best, as they say. Serenity disappearing. But they came back. Oh. That would be a technical victory. So that would be a technical victory to Serenity there. So that was nice to see. I loved it every minute. It was a great game. Lovely. I mean, the way that Serenity were able to just, defend in depth, and then that push on the B cap really sealed the deal. I mean, the rotation around the back of Mars Sink to put those shots into him was just pure genius. It's just a shame nobody got to see it. So, sorry guys. You just missed a genius move. It was fantastic. It was super duper lovely smashing, but you didn't see it. So Serenity are through to the quarterfinal, as you can see. We've now got 25 minutes to wait. It was 2-0 because it was a technical victory. You just didn't see the genius moves and strats that Serenity employed there. It was just, I mean, that to me is the game of the tour. It was a nail biter all the way down to the finish. You just didn't get to see it. Sorry, guys. Anyway. Boo. So we got Castilla and Halas. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at Castilla and Halas and waste a bit of time, I guess. Castilla or map. Not my favourite on the tour scene, I must admit, and we'll get into that in a moment. What are we likely to see here? Well, this is one of the only maps that we're likely to see a TD. We may get it put on this ridge here, or they may even send a Vickers up onto this ridge here to have a look-see to try and get those spots. It is more common to stick your TD down into this bush, however. That way you get an overview down onto the B, the C, and over onto the other cap. So you get a wide field of vision. It is also not that uncommon to see them sticking a heavy in the form of like an IS-4 or something similar onto this building here, overlooking the B cap. But they've got to be careful because the other side likes sticking a heavy into that bush there for the same reasons. It is not that, you generally see clans pushing around here, not to take the A cap initially, but to get on here, up onto this ridge and get those spots if they can. Then they will then grab the A cap. From the other spawn, well, it's not uncommon to see them taking their E5s, pushing them up and then taking them down this ridge line here on the outside. That way they can put pressure on the A cap. They can also stay hull down and get spots. They have to be careful because the TDs can smack you from the other position. It is also quite noticeable, quite common for them to stick an IS-4, for example, around by this rock. That way they're hull down, their bottom plate is protected, they're protected from the other side from any TDs, and they can get the reset on that A cap. When they start off from this spawn, you will see sometimes them dragging over the top here with their heavy and getting up into that bush position as I showed you earlier. That way they can put some pressure on the B. It's also pretty common to see them take E5s, drop their speed boosts, try and get over this open ground very quickly and get onto this ramp. I have seen clans taking TDs. I saw Loka do it once recently, sticking them on this hill along with a Vickers or even a heavy, getting some spots, and they're able to punish anything that goes up to the castle area there, and they're also able to punish anything that comes down the line. C is one of the most difficult caps here, but it depends what mood they are in. If they want to be super aggressive, I've seen teams take the entire team through the C cap and iron fist them and then rotate towards the B cap. 9 times out of 10 on this map you generally have 4 minutes of strategic positioning followed by 2 minutes of absolute mayhem, hence the reason why I call it Camp Stiller. Majority of the fighting takes place around the B and the C cap, but it's not uncommon also to see it around this area. Not necessarily the A cap, but up on top. Either way, well, Castilla is an intriguing map, and I'm always intrigued to see and interested to see what strats they're going to utilize. Hopefully, it's going to be a good game. We're back. Let's have a look at Halas. That's the next on the list. So, give a quick overview. Why not? So now we get to look at Halas, one of the newer maps. And what can we expect to see here? Well, again, multiple strats. It's not uncommon to see them sending a light on its own over here to this C cap, keeping low and dropping straight in. But again, it's also not uncommon to see them sending majority of their tanks over here, using the undulations again of the terrain to get forward and to stay protective. If that's the case, then they'll carry on pushing through and try and get around the back of the other tanks. Going back to the spawn point, what some clans like to do is be pretty aggressive, send their heavies down this route, fast cap here on A, and then carry on pushing down into these ramps here to put pressure on that other cap. Sorry, that's the B cap. Trying to put the pressure on the other cap, and they do it from the other side as well because there's a nice little dip here also. I have seen some clans, it's not very common though, to send some heavies down this road here and push up around, send some pushing there to put pressure on, and others trying to take decent positions here to put pressure on the other side. From the other spawn, well, pretty much the same. You see clans sending some tanks, not all of their tanks heavy-wise. They will keep some heavies in reserve, like the E5s and the Crown Dragons just back here. They will send their E4s and even a mouse into this area, cap out, and then push down through these 2 ramps and try and get to the other side, staying hull down and putting pressure on the other team. Some clans do like, as I said, flank round, and even from this cap, it's not uncommon to take the C cap and see their heavies moving around to try and get positions in behind. 9 times out of 10, the brawl area on this map, and it all comes down to it, is between the two caps of A and B. But again, you just never know. I've actually seen brawls taking place in the middle of the map as well. The only time will tell with their meta selection and how they start positioning from the off. Great map, alas, tricky for all the clans, so it's interesting to see how they play this one. So those are the maps, and we've got some scores on the doors. So basically, we're still waiting to find out what's going on with Endgame and IW, but APA beat Raid. So APA are through to the quarterfinal in their grouping today. We're still waiting on Recom in A1N1, but Loka turned over Reti, so Loka are through. We've just seen Serenity, and in their same group, BPS turned over Quick, so it will be BPS against Serenity. Moving down, well, BPS turned over Kraken S, so the other BPS, that's the BPS Dash, like the rebranded Aqua BPS. They are also in the quarterfinal. Still waiting on Recom in Reti. We're still waiting on Recom in A1N1, and we're still waiting on Endgame versus IW. Let's jump out, see if it's updated, because it should have done by now. And then I'll play another replay, because we've got bloody lots of time. It's still updating, so let's get that replay up and running. I am running out of replays though, if I'm going to be honest. This is Jody, or BPS, in a Progetto 46. In realistic mode, admittedly. No, it still hasn't updated, so we're still waiting.
Let's go.
So I'm sorry it's not been so entertaining this evening, guys. I mean, Serenity's just had an easy run. I don't think their next game will be as easy, but you just never know. Yeah, Serenity seem to have the luck of the draw at the moment. Still waiting for the results to come in. We have got like almost 20 minutes before the next games. I mean, don't forget, I mean, the games are meant to last between 5 to 7 minutes, 7 minutes tops. They normally last between 5 to 7 minutes. And with a technical victory being given there to Serenity, I mean, that's 5 to 7 minutes given back out to us. So it's a long time, to be fair. You normally expect on the last PYS for a lot of games to go to deciders, and clearly that none of these have gone to deciders yet, because there just haven't been the teams. Simple as that, really. Can't say much more. So I apologise for that. Not much I can do about it. If there are no shows, you know, if it's 6 players, it's just 6 players. Mustafa, no, if it's a replay from before the update, it won't play, unfortunately. It doesn't work that way. Ba, 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 da, ba. So, I mean, normally, you know, there's a bit of tension on the last PYS. Who's going to get into the top 8? Who's going to get into the top 16? Blah, blah, blah. And at the moment, we've just got a grouping where there's a distinct lack of tension. So I'm sorry about that. It's more of a chill fest, if you know what I mean. But hey. But this is the last PYS anyway, and after this night, there's another 5 days break, and then we start the Pro and the Challengers Tour. So, it's a deserved break. We still haven't got an update. Are we going over? No, we do have an update. So, the quarterfinals standings as they go. It will be APA's top team against Endgame, A1N1 against Loka, Serenity against BPS, and Reti against BPS. And that's interesting because looking at the I think we're pretty much, with Reckham not going through, etc, etc, I think we're pretty much now solidified in the top 8. I don't think there's much more that's going to be done in the top 8 here. IW are out, so you know they needed to get all the way through. So and Reckham are out, and they need to get all the way through as well. So pretty much the top 8 is going to be Endgame, Serenity, Loka, BPS Gravitas, BPS Bellator, Potens, A1N1, Reti, and APA. That's pretty much what it's going to be for top 8. Top 16, well, that's pretty much going to be Reckham, IW, Vale, Raid, Sparta, S4W, Kraken S, and Cash. So we've already realistically got the overall standings going into the Pro and Championship, which is basically the Challengers Tour. So now there's not much for the other guys to actually play for. Reti, really, they still need to, obviously, in APA. But there's not really much for them to play for now. It is pretty much confirmed what the top 8 is. So, not like winter season when it really did go down to the wire, what with Souls and Immor. But not going to lie, there's been quite a few shenanigans played in this PYS. This season, there has been quite a few shenanigans, to be honest with you. So, it has been a little bit of an anticlimax in that respect, if I'm being honest. Where it's no longer been about, I mean, I think the disappointing part I've had about this PYS, it's not really been about the gameplay. The drama has not been on the battlefield, if you get my drift. The drama's been behind the scenes, and you know that's quite sad when you think about it, because the drama is meant to be on the battlefield. You know, we're meant to be watching the drama unfold in the games with their strats, with the gameplay, you know, with the close games, etc, etc. As I said, with this particular season, the drama has been behind the scenes, and it's been more prevalent on the EU server. The EU server has been very how can I say it, vocal, and you know, there's been lots of drama, what with seedings and manipulations and this and that, and it detracts from the overall clan wars, because you know people don't want to see that sort of drama. They want to see the drama on the battlefield, as I say. But, for me, it's been a bit of a, you know, there's been some amazing things happening, don't get me wrong. But I'd always prefer to see the drama on the battlefield rather than behind the scenes, if the truth be known. Good second class Gravity Force in a Pantera there. I need some replays. I've got one more replay. Flonny here in the Sheridan missile. We've still got, I think, 10 minutes, we're not going to miss out. We've got plenty of time. Ironically, when we get into the next series, the Pro and the Challengers, whatever drama we had behind the scenes just won't work. Doesn't work in the Pro series. Win rates don't matter for Jack. You know, it just doesn't. You're now in the top 8 or the top 16, and you've got to, you know, effectively play them. You can't have multiple teams, you can't do this, you can't do that, so it all becomes a lot more steady, if you get my drift. I believe this is also a realistic battle. Well, it must be, because he's in a Sheridan with a missile, so it can only be a realistic battle. So I'm looking forward to the Pro Tour, to be honest with you. It's always interesting to see. I mean, if I'm being honest, we might be, you know, looking at the way the teams are stacked up at the moment, I would say that Endgame have got a very good chance of topping it again. But if I was going to put any money on any clan beating them, it would have to go to Serenity, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, Serenity have been playing particularly well, I think. And this is a clan to keep your eye on. They've been very consistent, very steady throughout the tour. And they've really shined. So I think we just need to keep an eye on them in the Pro Series. I think they're the danger to Endgame at the moment, if I'm being honest. Moreover than some of the others. This is not a bad rollout, you know, in this little Sheridan. Oh, engine fire. Get some. Oh, what a snapshot. What a snapshot that was. Little waffle. He's doing well here, 5.4k. It is realistic, but, you know, realistic is harder. Just the object 268 to smack. Oh, that's a big miss though. Cup C. I don't know what that means. I think he meant to say Cap C. Yeah, he doesn't need to. He's on a rock and roll here. That one does not penetrate. Well, I bet his crew voice. I mean, I don't know if you've got incompetent crew like me when you hit a tank, do nothing, and he says that one goes right through him and it does nothing. And he's like, seriously, sack commander. Wayward missile. Oh, somebody's sending me things on Discord. Oh. Go on, jump on him! Just for you know, giggles. Please, pretty please, with a cherry on top. Jump on him. Oh, go on, jump on him. Yeah. Oh, it didn't work. But that did. That's a great little game. It would have been even better if he would have jumped on him. Anyway, we should. We got the invite. Yes, we have. Let's jump out. Oi, oi, oi. Stick my ugly mug back on. I'm back. Hello. Oh, yeah. Just take a chill pill and relax. Yeah, just like that. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Getting down to the time when I'm going to jump in the room. I'm not going to jump in yet. It's too early. By 10 seconds. Ah, Mustafa, I got your replay. Thank you very much. That'll be handy before the final. Okay, let's jump in. So, at the moment, I really hope BPS have got more than 6 players. Can't do another game with only 6. So, we have Serenity on the North spawn, BPS on the South spawn, and thankfully they have got 7. We are going to see a full match. Yay! Nobody's readied up yet. They will do. Give it time. So, BPS, just waiting for RG. Taking his time, bless him. Boo, 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 boo. So, Serenity ready up first. We have Peepoo Devil in the Crown Wagon, Peepoo Dog in the IS-4, Peepoo Jail in the WZ113 GFT. Oh, really? Okay. Peepoo Platt in an E5, Spitfires in a Crown Days in an E5, Alpha in an E5. Moving over to BPS, we have Yeehaw in an E5, General in a Crown Wagon, UE10 in a Crown Wagon. Who's this? Hakan Kala. Hakan. I'll call you Hakan, sorry. Hakan in an IS-4, Quarter in a 50B. Is this, yeah, it's Foxy. Foxy in a Vickers and RG in an E5. There we go. Those are the teams rated up. Peepoo Jail, I didn't think he was going to go out in a WZ, so he's just toying with us. He's going out in a Vickers. Of course he is. Why would I think anything other than that? Makes absolutely 0 sense. But there you go. This is the quarterfinals, previous skill number 6. Well, I mean, top 8 is already done, realistically. So this is now for kudos and bragging rights. Yeah, think about it. Just over a minute to go before kick-off. And then we can start the show. So, who's your money on? Serenity, BPS? BPS or Serenity? Come on. If I was a betting man, it would probably be Serenity because they've been playing like really, really well. But don't underestimate this BPS team. Don't underestimate them at all, is what I have to say there. Less than a minute to go. Tick tock, tick tock. It's like tick tock, Mr. Wick, tick tock. Must admit, I do love those films. Can't knock it. No change to the meta, even though you saw some like twiddling around there. Just over 10 seconds now, or just less than 20, whichever way you want to look at it. Depends if you're optimistic or realistic, or pessimistic. Either way, we're about to go out. People are sending me messages left, right and centre. Ooh, here we go. This is Castilla, or as I like to call it, Camp Stilla. You can see there that Serenity do have those additional hit points. It's not much, it's just over 100. That's not anything at this stage of the game. So let's see how they play this. I mean, Castilla generally, I mean, it's 5 minutes of sort of jostling for position and 2 minutes of absolute mayhem. So it looks like Serenity actually taking their Cranwagons and Vickers out right towards that C cap. You got Pipu Devil going up wide there. The Vickers of Pipu Jail trying to get those early spots. RG is over in the corner, as you can see. Hakan is also overlooking that B cap. With the rest of BPS now, they're heading towards the... it's not a church. Sorry, it's not a castle. It's a monastery, because this is Italy. So Foxy's already here in the Vickers, sporting some pretty funky camo. He is going to see those E5s of Alpha Days in Pipu Plat very shortly. There he goes. There's Days, there's Pipu Plat. Alpha still not spotted. You can see General there trying to get up close to that rock. UE10 is also then corner, just holding back. Days is not daft enough to start jumping into A caps at this stage. He's just going to make sure that nobody pushes down there. And you can see Pipu Plat and Alpha, they're also just keeping their noses hull down, making sure Yeehaw and Foxy do not get any advantage. Pipu Jail on the other side has gone really high. What I pointed out in the flyover, he hasn't gone as high as you'd expect, but he's gone high enough trying to get those spots. RG is not spotted because he's behind a big rock. Pipu Devil is just behind him, making sure. Oh, Pipu Plat has been smacked a little bit, but so is UE10. So I think that was Foxy who probably smacked Pipu Plat there. It was probably Days who smacked UE10. So look how BPS are lining up here. Well, quarter in the 50B. EU10, well, they're just staying safe. Spitfires is where you would normally see the TD, just hanging back behind that building. Pretty safe and pretty unspotted. Well, we got Foxy on the ridge, like I pointed out. Normally it's an E5, so a bit different this time. Yeehaw in general just holding back. Yeehaw also just holding back. Hakan, well, that's that bush I was telling you about, and Pipu Dog is in the other area that we had a look at on the flyover. So this is where it now gets to the 5 minutes of jostling for position, and we will. RG is now rotating downwards. It's going to go to the rock that I pointed out. There you go, look. He's at the rock. Oh no, he's going past the rock. He's going for a push. So we may not have 5 minutes of jostling and 2 minutes of mayhem. We may actually get mayhem coming quicker than we expected. Days rotating back out, and yeah, I mean BPS are trying to push here on the top. General getting wrecked a little bit. Oh, but so is Pipu Plat. To be fair, he is looking worse for wear as Yeehaw tries to push down onto him. Alpha is there to help out, but Pipu Plat is rapidly losing hit points. And Alpha trying to jump in between there. Shots coming across into Yeehaw. General's trying to come round to help him out. So is Foxy. Down goes Pipu Plat. However, they may lose Yeehaw here. He's down to a one-shot now. RG is coming in to help out. Alpha can't really do anything. Yeehaw does go down. Days is handling himself pretty well here. But back up here because Alpha is now in danger. But so is RG. As you can see, there are shots coming in from Pipu Jail and Spitfires. So now RG is in potentially a difficult situation. Alpha is going to survive. He may be able to take out RG once he's loaded. Days is being pushed. Days again going down there. But RG goes down. So does Pipu Devil though. That's a big loss. Alpha is still alive. Pipu Dog is trying to get up behind General. General is realistically a one-shot, and if Pipu Dog... Oh, that's a big bounce by Pipu Dog. Now they're pushing down onto... Oh, down goes Spitfires. So BPS at the moment seem to have the advantage because they have more guns on the battlefield, but if you look at the hit points, there's a lot of one-shots, although Alpha will go down here. Foxy should be able to take him. Yes, he does. Pipu Dog does take General. However, it's 2 against too many. Foxy and UE10 are just very, very healthy. Pipu Jail can't really do much. He's in a Vickers. And he's trying to get out of dodge. Peepoo Dog, you can see there, is trying to get around. Let's get down with Peepoo Dog and see what he's doing. He's going to try and put shots into UE10. It's not going to work. Serenity are going to go down here. It's just that way. Well played by BPS, must admit. Peepoo Jail is just hiding. Why not? Back to Peepoo Dog. He's got a lot to do, bless him. I mean, the points, it's doable. It is doable. I mean, Cora, well, Fox is a one-shot. Cora's now a one-shot. Hakan is a two-shot. But UE10 is too many shots. And down goes Peepoo Dog. It's all over now. BPS have got this, and there we go. So, 1-0 to BPS. Well played by BPS. They weren't going to allow the 5 minutes of jostling for position and boredom followed by the 2 minutes of mayhem. They wanted the 2 minutes of mayhem sooner rather than later, and who can blame them on Camp Stiller? So, good stuff there. BPS 1 foot into today's semi. Changing those spawn points here. This time we will have Serenity on the south spawn, BPS on the north. Looks like BPS will probably ready up first, or we don't know. There's a probably in there. We will see. Anything can happen. So, yep, it's Serenity ready up first actually. So we have Peepoo Devil in a Clown Dragon, Peepoo Dog in the IS-4, Peepoo Jail in the Vickers, Peepoo Platt in the E5, Spitfires in an E5, Days in an E5, and Alpha in a Clown Dragon. It's always made me wonder when Spitfires play against the likes of Raid or IW. Do they turn around in the chat and say, Achtung Spitfire? Sorry, it's just a shit joke. Moving over to BPS, we have Yeehaw in a Clanwagon and General in a Prog 65, UE10 in a 50B, Hakan in a Clanwagon Quarter in a 50B, Foxy in a Progetto 65 also, and RG in an E5. I'd love to know if they do that though. When Spitfires comes around, somebody says, Achtung Spitfire! Yeah, you know, a la Battle of Britain mode. The film, that is. The film, not, you know, the real Battle of Britain. Anyway, joking aside, round 2 here on Camp Stiller. Hit points, well, again, there's a slight advantage to Serenity. It's not much though. Just you know, around 800 ain't a lot. Not really.
Time to roll out.
Let's get up high to the back on the map. So what's happening here? Well, it looks like Peepoo Jail is going to go over towards that B cap, and well, there's nobody going to see. So the whole of Serenity is heading towards the A cap. Peepoo Jail heading towards the B cap. Over this side, wow, Yeehaw and Hakan, both in Cran Wagons, are heading to this area, trying to get that oversight. Looking down the lane, well, we've already got UE10 and Quarter in the 50Bs. They're going to come up and look on the B lane, I think. With RG probably overlooking the A cap along with the Progettos. Although the Progettos have gone high. Well, slightly high. So jostling for position here. The A cap is pretty much unguarded, to be honest with you. There's only RG there. Yes, I mean, yes, the BPS have got their Progettos there, but, well, I don't know. So, Spitfires is going into the little dip there. Nobody's spotted as of yet. They're putting blind shots across. That's what that was. That was Peepoo Platt. Peepoo Jail is now probably going to spot up RG. Oh, Alpha. Was that a blind shot? It must have been a blind shot. They must have known that Alpha was going to go that way. They wouldn't have known it was Alpha. They wouldn't have known A tank goes that way. RG has been spotted by Peepoo Jail. Now, General and Foxy have dropped down from... Well, yeah, they've dropped down from their perch. Foxy is still toying with his perch, but General's now on the corner. So, Days has been spotted interestingly, that would have been by the clan wagons. Peepoo Dog kind of knows where they are. Spitfire's jumping into the little dip there. Is he going to go over or stay? No, he's staying. RG is pushing into A, and now nobody from Serenity is overlooking A. They're rotating round towards the C cap. Alpha is there, and Peepoo Devil has got the corner. Peepoo Dog is overlooking B still. Peepoo Jail has gone up. Okay. Days in Peepoo Plat and Spitfires in the E5s are all going to come down this side. They're looking to probably focus on those crown wagons, but the thing is they don't know where those 50Bs are. And that is the danger for them. Going back over here, I mean, Peepoo Dog is just going to stay where he is. He's just overlooking that cap. Nobody's got a distinct advantage yet. RG had to pull out the A cap because Alpha would have been able to smack him. Now they are focusing Hakan. Hakan has been caught out there. So he's lost a little bit of hit points, but nothing really major. Now it all depends if they're going to push. Peepoo Dog is going to push. That's going to... Oh, he's been spotted. He knows that something's there, but he doesn't know it's the 50Bs. He will spot them, though. At the same time, Peepoo Plat is trying to get up the ramp. I'm waiting for the 50Bs to kick in. RG has come up high as well. He's now been spotted. So here we go again with the potential 5 minutes of jostling and 2 minutes of mayhem. Yeah, we do have that. Peepoo Dog. Well, I'm wondering if those AMXs are going to come around the corner and smack him. He doesn't know they're there because they're hiding nicely. We're just going to go around there. I mean, their guns are facing that B cap, but they're also looking over at the C cap. Because people, they know that maybe something is coming down there. Cora is now looking because RG is getting pushed a little bit. But again, Peepoo Devil, they're not inexperienced enough to fall for the trap, which is RG. They know that if there's a single tank there, that means there's something behind him. Oh, Stuka! Hey. Peepoo Jail, however, he's trying to get those spots in that Vickers. Surprised he didn't spot anything, to be honest with you. I am very surprised he didn't spot anything. Now the AMX 50Bs are spurred into action. No, that was Foxy in the Progetto. Again, that's just flexing a little bit. Now General and Foxy and the Progetto are moving down through the river area. You can see that. 50Bs are also moving. They're going to make a push for the B cap. Spitfires has seen General, puts a shot in. Now the Crown Wagons are pushing over onto Peepoo Plat. Peepoo Plat is going to be caught short here because he's the only tank. And he's going to caught right short. They need to get rid of Hakan, and they do. Plat may go down, though, to one of these Progettos. Not yet. But it's looking like he's going to. Down he goes. Now, Days in Spitfires. Are they on the back foot? Well, they could be because the 50Bs are coming in. But they're on long reloads, and Peepoo Dog has come down. Down goes UE10. Now they'll focus Cora. Try and get him out the game before he reloads. If he reloads, then it's a problem. But they've got to be mindful of those Progettos and that Crown Wagon at the same time. He is reloaded. He's put a good shot in Spitfires. But down goes General in the Progetto. Cora has got one shot left. He puts it into Days, but Days takes him down. This is good stuff from Serenity. Foxy will be the next focus because he is in a Progetto. And he is a dangerous tank, as you've seen. Down goes Days, but he did his job. Now comes Peepoo Devil in the Crown Wagon. They need to focus this Progetto. Peepoo Devil comes in. He's got 3 in the clip. This is going to be dangerous for Foxy. Foxy will go down here. Down he goes. Now Yeehaw will be the next on the hit list. And this is going to go to Serenity unless something really weird happens because there's only one tank left. And that is Yeehaw. Let's go down with Peepoo Devil. Actually, no, let's go with Peepoo Dog. Who's going to finish? Oh, it was Alpha coming in. So, decider time. Yes. Going to that decider. Which thankfully isn't on Camstilla. It's on Halas. So Serenity bringing it back. It's 1 apiece. So moving into Halas for the decider. This is the one that decides who goes to the semi-final today. So we have Serenity on the north spawn, BPS on the south spawn. I'm going to take some coffee while they ready up, if you don't mind. Ah, that was needed. Yes, it was. So, 1 apiece, even Stevens, level pegging, whatever you want to call it. Serenity probably will ready up first, so we will have Pipu Devil in a Kranwagen, Pipu Dog in the IS4. Pipu Jail still toying with the fact, is he going to go out in a Vickers? He doesn't know, we don't know, we'll find out. Pipu Platt, and he does go out in a Vickers, we kind of knew he would. Pipu Platt in an E5, Achtung Spitfire, no, I'm joking. Spitfires in an E5, Days in an E5, and Alpha in a Kranwagen. Moving over to BBS, we have Yeehaw in an IS4. General in an E5, UE10 in a Kranwagen, Hakan in an IS4, Cora in a Kranwagen, Foxy in an E5, and RG in a Kranwagen. So, the meta of the day is hull down and heavy. Unless you take the Vickers of Pipu Jail, of course, and the IS4s, of course. But they're still heavy. They're still slightly hull down because of that bottom plate. So, meh. This is the decider. Winner takes it all. Goes into the semi-final here today in PYS number 6. Both are in the top 8. Both are in the Pro Tour. Both don't really care. Both. It doesn't really matter to both. They care, but it doesn't matter. Bragging rights are on the table here. Yeah, absolutely. Points are in favour of BPS. Pretty significant as well. Just over 1,000. I'd say pretty significant. It's not that much, really. So when it starts getting to 1,500, it becomes more significant. Let's get up high into the back. And Pipu Jail, oddly enough, is going to the C cap with that Vickers. The 5s here, well, they're going to take the middle area. Pipu Dog and Alpha are just going to overlook the B cap. BPS, on the other hand, well, they're doing a bum rush into A, and they'll probably carry on going down the ramps and put pressure on that B cap. Shots are going in already. That was an HE roll into RG. So, A cap has been taken. Cap advantage goes to BPS. General down in the ramp. UE10 and RG also down in the ramps. This is kind of what I pointed out when we did the flyover. This is the aggressive strat. Kind of works, and kind of know they're going to do it when they go haul down. Pipu Dog here, well, he's behind a wall, pretty safe. Now, UE comes around the corner, puts a roll into him, but doesn't really phase him too much. I'm just going to leave that for the moment, because I'm trying to see what the E5s are doing, because they're putting pressure onto Cora and Foxy. They have to be careful, because Hakan is there to cover them a little bit. And, but at the moment, I have to say, BPS are bleeding more. They do have the base points though. Now Days and Pipu Devil are looking to put a little bit of pain onto General here. General is having to retreat down the ramp. But he's really getting punished. He is getting punished. And now he's a one-shot. Can he get out of harm's way? Yeah, he's pretty safe. But BPS are being bled. Foxy is down to next to nothing. UE10 is down to next to nothing. Foxy's now a one-shot. General is on 29 hit points, he's a one-shot. UE10 is a two-shot, but Pipu Dog has gone down. Daze is trying to push down onto General to get him out of the game. Down he goes. Alpha there, he's tussling with Yeehaw, and Yeehaw is actually winning that tussle at the moment. Down goes UE10, down goes Foxy, so 3 tanks down for BPS, and the caps are now being taken by Serenity, and Serenity have now got the advantage. Daze is coming in, but Alpha takes down RG. Cora now is going to be in a world of pain. Cora was in a world of pain, leaving the 2 IS4s of Yeehaw and Hakan. This is going to go to Serenity. So they're going to all rally round Alpha here and take the pressure off that Yeehaw is putting on him. And Alpha will survive, which is pretty good going considering. Moving over to the other side, well, we got Hakan. He's toying with Pipu Platt and Pipu Jail. 2 against 1. It ain't really going to be good for him. He's going to go down. So Serenity will get this, and they will go into the semi-finals here today. Prove Your Skill number 6. The last Prove Your Skill. Good game. Well played by Serenity. Can't say more than that. Guys, stop inviting me to tournaments. I can't do them. And as you can see there, good push. Very aggressive by BPS, but they did get punished by Serenity. Not going to lie. Really good stuff by Serenity. Great focus fire. Great movement around the map. And great counter moves. So, congratulations, Serenity. Commiserations to BPS. So, what do we got here? Let's have a look. Who's through? Who's not? Endgame and Loka. Well, they're into the semi-finals already. Who are they playing? Endgame will be playing Loka. Of course. Still waiting for some to come out there. So we are with Serenity. Who are they playing? They're playing BPS. Well, BPS again, eh? We'll just do a complete BPS stream this evening. We started with BPS. Then, unfortunately, thrown into the mix there was APA. Then we had BPS, and now we got BPS again. Yeah, way it goes. Oh, I didn't see what time they're going out. What a muppet. They're going out at 36 minutes back. Oh, 10 minutes. So it's on Rockfield and Fort Despair. Let's have a quick look at the Rockfield. As you do. Rock names, it's basically a field. Expecting to see here. Wow, it's not uncommon to see them taking a Vickers or some form of medium down into this dippy area here onto this ramp. That way they can get some spots as they as the other side try to move into their positions. Pretty much the same from the other side. It's almost a mirror image. So we can expect something along those lines. Some clans do like to take the C strat, and if they do, they will push their lights and mediums into C first, and then position their heavies around so they can get some resets on the B. That is not common, however. What you're more likely to see is clans sticking an IS-4 or something similar down behind this rock. That way, anything coming towards B, they can see it and they can smack it. They can even reset B or even jump into B. And again, it's pretty much the same from the other side. Clans do like to send tanks up to the A cap. Why? Because they can use the undulating terrain, the bumps and the dips to use as cover moving up. Now, if they see anything on the way up, it's not uncommon to them to stick a heavy here in this position whilst pushing an IS-4 or something similar into this corner. That way, mainly you're only going to get reset with HE. Pretty much the same from the other side. They've got a similar little position to hide behind whilst your other tank pushes in into this corner here. 9 times out of 10, the brawl area on the Rockfield is between the A and the B cap, although it's not uncommon if both teams go for a C strat to see it there. However, that's unlikely, but it can happen. We won't know what strats they're going to utilize. We can only give you an overview. No doubt Rockfield will give us an exciting and brawly type of game. It normally does, so I'm looking forward to it. So that's Rockfield. Next up, we've got Fort Despair. I have got that somewhere. Somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Boom! This is Fort Despair, one of the older maps on the tournament circuit. And if you're familiar with the Twister, you'll know that up there, somewhere, there's a grill. There it is, courtesy of Raid Messi in his grill. What can we expect on this map? Well, if it was a public game, you'll see everybody going to the C cap. Not quite the same here in tournaments. You will normally get them to drive something along the lines of maybe a Vickers, maybe even a Cranwagon up onto this ridge, try and get those spots, see if anything's moving across or into position over that side. And again, it's pretty much a mirror from the other side. Some clans like to send their heavies, sometimes their mediums, out wide along this area so they can flank round and put cross shots in. And again, it works from both sides. You will get to see super heavies in the form of Mouses and E100s. If so, well, from this spawn, they will stick them on this area here and side scrape off this building. Or if they've got 2 of them and feeling quite aggressive, they may push straight into the B cap. From the other side, they like to stick them around here. And again, if they've got 2 of them and feeling quite aggressive, they may push straight into that B cap. It's not uncommon to see them sending the likes of an e5 or something similar and stick them into these little pigeonholes here. That way they can get some good spots as the team moves across there, or as they even try and get into their pigeonholes. Plus, you can reset the C cap. If they are going for C cap, well, you normally get an IS4 dropping in, fast capping it and pulling back out and sitting in around this position until they've got some support, and then they may push through. Pretty much the same from the other side. It's a very symmetrical map, pretty much the same. 9 times out of 10, the big brawling area is the B cap, but it's not uncommon to see it between B and C. It's very rare to see it between A, however. Again, they have multiple strats for these maps, so we never know what they're really going to do until they line up their meta and get into those initial positions. Either way, it's always a good brawly map, Fort Despair, so we're going to be in for a great time. So, those are the maps. We're kicking off in, how long actually? Oh, I can't remember now. In 6 minutes, so I can't play a replay, because we'll get in the room invite very shortly. Oh, I've got lots of messages. Who's messaging me? Ba-da-ba-ba-da, ba-ba-ba. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, I've got another container. Am I going to get another berry crush? Berry crush, berry crush, berry crush. Oh no, credit boosters. Okay, fair enough. Ooh. So we're about to kick off very soon here. We'll get the invite in a moment. There it is. Ooh, jumping in, readying up, and jumping out. And we'll jump in about a minute. There's no rush. All you're going to see, as I keep saying, is the garage, and you know, there's nothing really much to see there. Let's be honest. Other than a garage. Anyway, how is everybody's Friday? Is everybody having fun? Is everybody enjoying themselves? Everybody having a giggle? Hopefully so. Nothing like a relaxing Friday evening. Although for me, it's almost Saturday morning. Yeah, think about that. And those of you on NA, you'll be enjoying your entertainment with Clan Wars on a Friday evening, whilst I'll be doing it in the early hours of Saturday morning. But hey, why not? We do it to enjoy it. Yes, we do. Oh, forgot the webcam. Can't go anywhere without the ugly mug. Hello, I'm back. Hey. It's the man with the beard. The beard is looking good, dudes. Not so sure about the haircut, but the beard is fine. Might have to have the mop chopped anytime soon. Yeah, so, look at that, a bald patch right there, look. I don't know why. See if we can cover it up with a bit of hair. I don't know why it goes a little bit bold there. Bizarre. The life of a beard, tell you. Let's jump into the room. Here we're going on Rockfield. We will have Serenity on the north spawn and BPS on the south spawn. They're going to take a while to ready up, to be honest. Oh, look at that. Playmaker is now in BPS, along with Vanasaur. Wowzers. Always interesting. So, BPS have read it up first. We have Evil Fantasy and a 215B. F the Yog. What's this? F the Yogurt. Is that the F? If so, he was not in this clan. He's moved. In a T22 medium, Gaseo Jones in an E5, Playmaker in an IS4, Vanasaur in a Cranwagon, Edgar in an E5, and Kuma in Avaca's Light. So there you have it. Moving over to Serenity, well, they haven't all fully readied up yet. Give it time. Still got 2 minutes. Ba, 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 da, ba. So, just over a minute to go. They have got a full team now, Serenity, but they're not all readied up yet. So far, we have Peepoo Devil in an E5, Flytix in the IS4, Peepoo Dog in the IS4, Peepoo Jail in the Vickers, Peepoo Plat in an E5, Spitfires in a Kran, Alpha in a Kran. So somebody's asked, when is Twister? Well, a couple of things. Firstly, I don't know if there will be a Twister, for 2 reasons. One, obviously, COVID is still out there, despite the fact everybody in many countries are getting vaccinated. But it's still an issue, obviously. And secondly, certain parts of the world are not politically as stable as they would like to be. So we don't know. There may be a Twister. I hope there may be an offline, which is what the Twister is, or there may be another Blitz Cup type event like we saw last year. We don't know yet, is the honest answer. But that is for the future. This is the now, guys, the now. Rockfield, semi-final, previous year, number 6. Trying to build up a climax when both teams are pretty safe in the top 8. Serenity, as I said, on the north spawn. BPS, dash, on the south spawn. Let's see what will happen. Who will take it to the final? Time will tell, and we will not know until things happen. So let's get up high into the back of the map, and already we can see Peepoo Jail there in the Vickers, trying to move to that ramp area that we pointed out in the flyover. Straight there, gets the spots Gaseo, spots Edgar. He will also spot F, the yogurt, and he does. So BPS have been spotted. Here come Peepoo Devil, Peepoo Plat. Peepoo Plat gets a bit of a smacking there from Kuma, I believe that was. Peepoo Dog in the IS4, Alpha and Spitfires all coming in. Peepoo Dog, well, he's not quite in the area that I said, but he's in the area overlooking B. Playmaker, let's have a look. I mean, Playmaker is also not against the rock. He's also in a similar area to Peepoo Dog. Kiseo Jones and Vanasaur here. Edgar really far forward. They're going to push back a little bit. Haycap has been taken by Kumas in the Vickers. But you can see here, Serenity are pushing en masse into C. Peepoo Plat is already in there. He's pretty safe though. Now we got Alpha in the Crown Wagon and Spitfires in the Crown Wagon, just holding back, and Flytix in the IS4 moving down the one side. Again, he's pretty safe. Vanasaur, Gaseo and Edgar, well... Oh, Peepoo Dog is getting a bit of a smacking there. That came in from Edgar, I believe, rather than Playmaker. So he's got to be pretty careful. He has got to be pretty careful. At the moment, well, BPS have the advantage. Peepoo Jail is up here getting some spots. But at the moment, BPS do have the advantage. Peepoo Devil, where's he going? So the C-Cap. Yeah, the C-Cap, well, they're all congested around the C-Cap, Serenity. I don't know if that means they're going to push at some stage. Spitfire seems to be rotating back towards the spawn. But at the moment, control of the map seems to be with BPS, nobody else. That doesn't mean that anything's going to happen yet. I mean, it is. Oh, and BPS are now pushing. They're going to push down onto Flytix. They're going to find Flytix and then push on him. Vanasaur and Giseo Jones pushing in. And they are pushing in. But you saw Serenity bringing their tanks back there. That sort of made Vanasaur and Giseo Jones and Edgar say, no, let's not. Now, this is Serenity's turn to push. So Serenity are now pushing. Pipu Devil, Pipu Plat coming over the top. Giseo Jones is the target acquisition. Pipu Jail coming in. Alpha. Vanasaur going up. Giseo Jones trying to move back here, but he is going to be focused heavily. Down he goes. Now, we've got the rest of BPS now turning up, trying to get those shots into the back. They're trying to focus Pipu Jail. He's in the Vickers, the lightly armoured Vickers. He may go down here. The Kranwagen of Vanasaur. Oh no, he's got only one left. Alpha is tussling there with the 215B. Oh, Vanasaur goes down. Pipu Devil and Flytix doing their stuff. Spitfires is now looking worse for wear. They have lost Pipu Dog though in the Ice Force. Spitfires is down to a one shot and now a no shot. So 2 tanks down for both teams. But if you look at the hit points, it is BPS who are being whittled down a lot faster at the moment. They did have more hit points to start. And now Pipu Jail is going to toil. Oh, Playmaker rushes in against Pipu Devil. Down goes Pipu Jail in the Vickers, courtesy of Kuma. Can they get rid of Playmaker before Pipu Plat goes down? No, they can't. He goes down and down goes Pipu Devil. It's now 2 against too many. We've got Alpha here, very, very healthy in the Kranwagen, looking to put some pain into those low hit points. Same as Flytix. Flytix is a very healthy IS-4. He's looking to take down Playmaker. He's already taken down Kuma. Playmaker could go here and leave it on 2v2. Down he goes. Now, what is Alpha going to be able to do against Edgar? And Flytix is going to completely ignore F, the Yogurt, and try and get over to Edgar. But that is not going to help because F will be able to take him down. Flytix getting behind Edgar. Oh, Alpha is a one-shot. Flytix goes down. It's now pretty much all over in favour of BPS. That is a valiant effort, though, by Serenity. Really, really good stuff, considering they were really back against the wall for quite a large proportion of that game. Good stuff, not going to lie. So there we go. So I'm going to ready up and then give me 2 seconds. I'm going to sort out a family dispute. Domestic resolved. Now we're back. So we're going to swap those spawn points here. This time we are going out with Serenity on the south spawn, BPS on the north spawn. BPS are ready up. We have Evil Fantasy in a 268. F the Yogurt in a Vickers Light. Giseo Jones in an E5. Playmaker in a Kranwagen. Vanasaur in a Kranwagen. Edgar in an E5 and Kuma in an IS4. Moving over to Serenity, we have Pipu Devil in a Kranwagen, Pipu Dog in the IS4, Pipu Jail in a Vickers, Pipu Plat in an E5, Spitfires in the IS4, Days in a Kranwagen, Alpha in a Kranwagen. So, 1-0 so far to BPS. BPS have got 1 foot into today's final. Ain't going to make much of a difference, if I'm being honest. The top 8, as I said, is pretty much sorted. Ain't gonna lie. However, we are seeing some good gameplay here. So, is this going to go BPS's way, or are Serenity going to do what they did last time and turn it around? Because they do have the ability to spoil people's parties. This time, well, Serenity do have quite a significant advantage in hit points. Not gonna lie, this time it is quite significant. So let's get up high to the back of the map. well, we've already got Serenity heading towards the A and the B cap, with the Crown Dragons, Pipu Devil, and Days heading towards the C cap. Just for Overwatch, Pipu Jail is going to go straight towards that upper area around A, get those spots. Kuma in the IS4 is going to come straight towards the B cap. I don't think he's going to push straight in. No, he's not. He has been spotted by Pipu Dog, and he also spots Pipu Dog. Edgar, Gaseo Jones, and Playmaker, well, they're heading up towards the A cap as well. They are supported by Vanasaur and Evil Fantasy, with F the Yogurt in the Vickers over there looking at C. Spitfires is jumping straight into that A cap, putting himself in that corner, which is what we saw on the overview. He will get the A cap, he will get the early cap advantage there for Serenity. And we'll put BPS under a little bit of pressure, but nothing much to worry about at this stage. Pipu Jail is in a great little spot there, getting those spots. He's spotted Kuma so far. He himself has also been spotted though. Pipu Dog, well, he's just there to make sure that Kuma doesn't do anything silly like try and drop into the B cap. Now you can see the F. Oh, he drops into C, but then the Crown Dragons of Pipu Devil in Days, wow, they will probably push him. Oh, F goes down. That is a big blow for BPS very early in the game. They've just lost their Vickers. They can't really do too much. They are capped down and a tank down, so that's a distinct advantage to Serenity. Not gonna lie. Vanasaur was thinking going up there, but he's not going to. That was good fire from... Oh, Pipu Dog is looking to drop into the B cap. Put even more pressure on BPS here. This way, I mean, Evil Fantasy in the 268 is pretty much out of it at the moment. He's got no shots onto anything, realistically. Now, Kuma may be spurred into action to probably try and reset. As we can see at the top, the Crown Dragons of Gaseo, Playmaker, sorry, the Crown Dragons and Playmaker, and the E5s of Gaseo and Edgar are now pushing down onto Spitfires. Alpha is there though, but Spitfires will be pretty much out of it on his own. But that's a great shot in from Alpha. Can Pipu Plat help him out? Well, Spitfires is going to go down. Down he goes. So they both lost a tank now. Alpha has got to get into safety. They have got the points though. They're 600 points compared to 300 points. Kuma here is giving Pipu Dog a bit of a hard time. Alpha is coming in to help out. Playmaker is going to try and get the shots into the back of Alpha. And he does. Now they're going to drop down and push onto these. Pipu Plat puts a good shot into Playmaker. They need to get rid of Kuma before they lose Alpha, but I don't think they're going to. No, they're not. They're now 2 tanks down, with Pipu Devil also looking worse for wear, but Pipu Devil takes out Evil Fantasy. Now this is... Oh, Gaseo Jones is now a one-shot. It's all happening down here. Gaseo's out. Kuma is now going to be the focus. Pipu Devil goes down to Vanasaur, though. So Kuma is looking like the target acquisition. Playmaker is doing everything he can, but I don't think he's going to be able to help. They need to finish Kuma off. Oh, they haven't. Yes, they have. Moving back over here, Vanasaur and Days are tussling with each other. Back over to this point, Edgar has taken the A cap, and now he's going to come in and help against Pipu Plat. Pipu Plat and Pipu Jail put shots into Edgar. It's 3 against 3. Points are in favour of Serenity, but not in the hit points just, but oh, it's tight. It is tight. They're facing off against Edgar because Playmaker's on a long reload. Pipu Jail puts a good shot into Playmaker. I'm not looking at what's going on with Vanasaur and Days. It's what's going down here that's important. Oh, Edgar gets a great roll. Oh, Edgar goes down. Pipu Plat is a one-shot, but it's looking like this will go to Serenity. Pipu Plat will go down here. Yes, he does. Now, it all depends what happens here with these 2 Crown Dragons. Vanasaur is a one-shot. Days is a 2-shot. Who is going to get it? Days. Oh, Vanasaur goes down. Now it's 2-on-1. They just need to cap. Pipu Jail will drop into the C cap. They are tantalizingly close here, Serenity. But Pipu Jail will drop into the C cap. Playmaker hasn't got a hope and chance of winning on caps, but he has got a very big hope and house chance of winning on taking out these tanks. Days, realistically, is a one-shot. Pipu Jail, well, if he can get a really good high roll in, he can clip out both of these tanks. Playmaker can. Pipu Jail has got to be careful. They are 25 points, 20 points away from victory. 15 points, 10 points, 5 5 points. Playmaker, unfortunately, not able to do anything despite his valiant effort. Great stuff from Serenity. Great stuff from both clans, realistically. But Serenity deserving the win there. Really playing well. BPS dishing out more damage, however. But the really good stuff from both clans. Not going to lie, that was closer than you think. So we're into a decider. This is what we want to see. Down onto Fort Despair. Oof. Oof. So, just waiting for them to ready up. I'm going to take some coffee after that. That was exciting. Exciting, I tell you. So here on Fort Despair, we're going to have Serenity on the south spawn, BPS on the north spawn. Looks like BPS are going to ready up first. We have Evil Fantasy in a Clan Wagon, F the Yogurt in a T22, Playmaker in a Clan Wagon, Vanasaur in a Clan Wagon, Komi in a Clan Wagon, Kuma in an IS4, and Edgar potentially in an E5. Evil Fantasy dropping now into an IS4. Still waiting for Edgar to ready up. Moving over to Serenity, we have Peepoo Devil in a Clan Wagon, Peepoo Dog in the IS4, Peepoo Jail now in an IS4 potentially, Peepoo Platts in an E5, Spitfires in the Super Heavy, that being the Moose, Days in an E5, and Alpha in a Clan Wagon. I know it's not a moose, it's a mouse. I just like saying moose because it gives it a little bit of comic light relief. Now, this is winner takes it all into today's final. Tense. Who's it going to be? So yeah, Serenity have the ability to spoil anybody's party. Never ever underestimate them. They really shouldn't be underestimated. Hit points are in favour of Serenity, but they have got the super duper heavy mouse. So that's hardly surprising, realistically. So, who's going to have it? Who's going to take it? Who's going to get it? Well, we'll find out very shortly. Let's get up high. Well, it looks like we've got... Well, the Moose is going to go to the wall of the B cap, no doubt about it. Daze is going to go on the outside and probably go on to overlook the B cap as well. Moving round, so we can see what's going down. F the Yogurt is heading to C. He's going to come into a lot of traffic very quickly. Playmaker, Komi and their Clan Wagons, well, they're moving up forward with the IS4s of Kuma, Evil Fantasy and Edgar going out wide and Vanasaur just holding back. So, nothing going out wide. C-cap will be taken. F the Yogurt is going to try and reset. Doesn't have the best gun depression there in that T22, but he's not going to be able to reset it, but he has been spotted and he has spotted them. Playmaker is going to push into the B-cap. Cap points are in favour of Serenity. Playmaker is pretty much unmolested into that cap. Vanasaur has turned around to go and help out F the Yogurt. B-cap has been taken. They won't be able to take the A-cap because Daze and Peepoo Plat are here to reset anything that comes into that area. Komi has been spotted, so two IS4s. Evil Fantasy is rotating back towards his own spawn. Peepoo Dog, Peepoo Jail pushing down onto F the Yogurt. They're the only two out here. Peepoo Jail with his lovely cat camo. Vanasaur pushing in, trying to put some pressure on Peepoo Jail here. And he is putting some significant pressure on, but now Peepoo Dog turns his gun onto him. Vanasaur is now the centre of attention. F the Yogurt is trying to sort of harass Peepoo Dog. Evil Fantasy comes in. They need to take a tank down. They're losing hit points rapidly here, Serenity. Peepoo Jail will go down to F the Yogurt, and he does. Peepoo Dog now in a world of pain. So I'm going to leave that battle. Moving over, well, Crown Dragon and Peepoo Devil, Daze, Serenity are also coming round. Spitfire's coming round. Peepoo Plat also coming in, but the focus fire here for Serenity seems a bit bitty, to be fair. Spitfire's moving in onto Komi. They've got to get tanks out. They've lost two. They've lost two IS4s, which is pretty harassment for them. Komi should go down here, courtesy of somebody, maybe Alpha. No, Alpha's looking out this way to get Kuma done. Komi's that finally goes down. However, hit points are now in favour of BPS. They are pushing down onto Days. Peepoo Devil is also in a world of pain. They can't get rid of the F, the Yogurt. So he's going to survive. That's a big bounce by Days. That is not what he wanted. Evil Fantasy will take him down. And Days goes out. At the same time, Peepoo Devil here, he's not going to last against Playmaker. This one is going to go to BPS. They will go into today's final. Nothing can prevent that now. There's only two left. A Mouse and Peepoo Plat in an E5. Kuma went down, Komi went down, but that's 2 against too many. The Spitfires in the Mouse is just going to be focused by all those tanks coming round. The bounce on the F didn't help Days. He could have done without that, but it does happen. Peepoo Plat will now be taken out by Edgar, and Spitfires should be taken out by Vanasaur or Playmaker, unless the F comes in and takes him down. No, it's Vanasaur. So BPS, there we go. They are into today's final, but who are they playing? There you go, good comeback from BPS after the last game, and Serenity, they will go into the third place playoff. Doesn't really matter to them. As I said, they're already in top 8. They don't really doesn't really make any ounce of difference to them. They will still remain second place, I believe. So let's have a look. Who's in the final? Do you think it's gonna be Endgame? Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be Endgame basically. So it's Endgame against BPS, kicking off in just over 13 minutes, which means Loka will go off against Serenity, and they will go out in just over 5 minutes. So we've got time for a replay. No, we haven't, because I've got to do a map overview. Oh, yeah, I forgot that. So it's going to be, Rockfield, Desert Sand. We've already seen Rockfield, so have a look at Desert Sands instead, because we haven't seen that one, but we've seen Rockfield. Oh, look, I've been cut off. This is Desert Sands, again, another one of the tried and tested tournament maps. So what are we expecting to see here? Well, if this was a public game, we'd expect everybody to go to the C Cap and have a big brawl. Not necessarily the same in tournaments. What we get in tournaments is we will get the light tanks pushing over, trying to get to this position over here, not into the cap, but onto that ridge, and vice versa, with the heavies then coming up in support. And as they cross, you may see them putting blind shots down the line of the tracks. The reason being is because the other team may be crossing, and you never know your luck. So with their lights, as I said, they push down, try to get to this position, get those early spots. Pretty much the same from the other side. They like to stick them here to get those early spots, with the rest of the heavies coming in support. And you will see some teams taking their tanks around this way, and some teams then taking them through round here to try and get those early caps. It is also not uncommon to see them taking, for example, IS-4s, bringing them down here, and instead of going straight into the desert, onto this bridge, and then into the desert, that way they can put pressure on depending on where the teams are. And pretty much the same from the other side. Like say, down here, and then through. If they do go to the C cap, well, what they generally do, they cap it fast with their heavies. They then pull out, and they'll generally side scrape off this building and this building, just to make sure the B cap isn't taken. The key to this strat here, however, is getting that cap first. Once they've done that, they then need to protect their flanks, because that becomes the danger area. And as you can see, this flank here, with the exception of a few buildings, it's pretty easy if you've got a great all-down tank like a Kranwagen or something to sit here on this ridge and basically farm, waiting for the other side, waiting for the rest of the teams to stack up so you can push over. From the other side, pretty much the same. So this is why clans generally don't go for the C strat, because there's two flanks to defend, and except for the few buildings right at the start, it's pretty much wide open. And as soon as they take out the tanks that are around here, well, it's pretty dangerous stuff. We do get a lot of action around the A cap and, well, in between the A and the B cap necessarily around there. But again, it all depends. I keep telling you this, they have multiple strats for these maps, and we won't know until we see their meta selection and initial positioning. Either way, it's going to be a great game. So that's Desert Sands. We've already seen Rockfield because we've just been on it for the semi-finals. So great rack rotation. Woohoo! Let's have a look at the replay. Come on then, Mustafa. Let's see what you've got, man. If it will play. Yes, it does. You're in the WZ. The little waffle tractor. I'm just going to pop to the little boys' room. Excuse me. That's gotta hurt. What a hell of a smack. Oof. Goodbye, T92. Your trolley armor didn't help you there. Well, 8 minutes to go, guys. So we'll play this replay and then the room will be open. Then we'll jump into the final. End game against BPS. On, surprisingly, Rockfield. I mean, it's not like they couldn't have used Yukon, Normandy, Alpenstadt, Black Goldville, Canal, Faust, Vineyards, Naval Frontier, Oasis Palms, New Bay. No, they couldn't have used any of those maps. They just had to use the same map in the semi-final. Of course, why not? Good roll. Bye-bye, STB1. Hello, T62. Oh, okay. You're going to get into safety, are you? So you is. Oh, by IS7. Gentle little tap by the waffle tractor. 3.5k dished out. Here comes the VK. Put him in the bottom plate. Do you go. Have a bit of that. How do you like that mustard? It's got a sting, hasn't it? He could do with a little bit of support here, this poor little waffle tractor. Don't die! Oof. And it'll all be over. It'd be over, I told you. Oh, only a first class. Well, that, to be fair, you've got to do a bit more than 4.6k in a waffle tractor to get a mastery. You've got to get it into the 5k realms. We should have a room invite. Yes, we do. It is Rockfield. Let's put the ugly mug back on. There, I'm back. Hello, it's me again. So, how many streamers do we have? I bet we have more streamers than we have players. Oh, we got Caminette. And we got me. No, we don't. Da-da-da. Give it time. The others will turn up, no doubt. This is Endgame against BPS in the final. Here today, prove your skill, number 6. Endgame, well, they're top of the table. Nothing's going to change that. So, are they going to be playing with diversity meta? That's what they were doing earlier. So, it looks like... yeah, Avery is streaming Luca and Serenity. So if you want to go and watch the third place, Avery is doing that. I don't know if Wild One's Help is doing it as well. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I can't tell. I'd love to say, but I can't tell. BPS have read it up first, even though they got almost 3 minutes. Oh, excuse me. Coffee does things for you. Evil Fantasy in a 215B, F the Yogurt in a T22, Mac Ghosty coming in now in an E5, Playmaker in the Ice4, Vanasaur and Cranwagon, Edgar in an E5, Kuma in a Vickers, with Caminette spectating, Gaseo James and Commy sat on the bench. Moving over to Endgame, well, we have so far only Toby, Winch and Object 3 readied up, and that doesn't mean anything, trust me. Give it a bit of time because they've got a bit of time. They've got lots of time. Time, as the Rolling Stone says, is on their side. Yes, it is. So we have Hollow Purple in a Cranwagon, Carolade in an E5, Last AFK in a V in an E5, Radicos in a Cranwagon, Toby in a Cranwagon, Winch in a Vickers, Object 3 in an E5. So, there you go. Evil Fantasy has now jumped into a 215B. This is Rockfield. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, Endgame are beautiful to watch at the best of times. Their map control, their movement, their coordination, and their focus fire is just truly shockingly brutal. It really is. And, you know, they're always beautiful to watch. Are they going to take this one seriously? Well, they're certainly not going to give any strats away. I can tell you that for a fact. Not this close to the Pro Tour. So whatever strats they've got up their sleeve, in whatever meta they're going to utilise on those strats, they're not going to give it away at this stage. It's just too close to the Pro Series. Simple fact. They will be keeping a lot of that hidden like a dark magician, ready to pounce in 5 days' time. Same, realistically, should go for BPS, but you just, I don't know. I mean, I don't think either team are wanting to give anything away at this stage. We'll know in just over half a minute. We'll look at it. I mean, like I said, there's nothing really at stake. Both of them are secure in the top 8. Endgame cannot be unseated from their throne at the top of the table. I mean, BPS can jostle. They can probably knock Serenity down. But other than that, well, not much else. Not really anything at stake. Other than bragging rights, kudos, and that's about it. They're still going to give it a good go though. Endgame have got the hit point advantage. Pretty significant as well. It's not massive, but not at this level of the game, but it's significant. So let's see what Endgame are going to do. Because, like I said, they are awesome to watch. So, Endgame here. We got Hollow Purple heading towards sort of the A cap. Winch is heading towards the B cap. Toby is going to go up high, and the rest of the team are heading towards the C cap. Let's rotate around the map and have a look what BPS is doing. Well, pretty much what I don't think, yeah, pretty much the strat we saw in the second game against Serenity. Edgar and Matt Ghosty this time coming up in the E5s. Playmaker holding back just a little bit again on that B cap area. Kuma up north, T22 of F the Yogurt going into the A cap. Supported by Evil Fantasy, and Vanasaur is coming round to join up with Edgar and Ghosty. C cap has already been taken by Last AFK, so he's already in. Playmaker dropping into the B cap. Winch and Hollow Purple, where they're just backing out. Toby, well, he just lost 1 HP. Don't know how he lost 1 HP. It's like the lowest of the lowest HE rolls. Winch and Hollow Purple here. Well, Winch is just pushing to get those spots, see what he can see. And all he can see is F the Yogurt and Kuma. Playmaker, well, he really can't really do much because there's nothing to push on. Radicos here putting shots across. Trying to get shots into Kuma. Pretty much, the endgame don't really, not in the mood, I don't think, at this early stage of the game to push anywhere. They've got the hit point, they've got the cap points. Why do they need to overextend? They don't. I mean, like I said, they would rather control the map. They would rather make BPS play their game rather than play BPS's game. Hollow Purple jumping into the B cap with Kuma just there, keeping him ahead. Oh, he gets reset, but it does increase their lead a little bit. Kuma's got to get out of dodge. He has no choice. That's going to give Hollow Purple the chance to reload a full clip. Last AFK, well, he's just looking around as you do. F the Yoga is now coming into the A cap. In fact, the whole of BPS have rotated their entire team up here. And look at Winch. Winch is now going to drop into the B cap and steal the B cap, probably. No, yes he is. So Winch is going to steal the B cap from them, put them under even more cap pressure. Vanasaur is in the B cap. Edgar, who was at the C cap, is now coming around this way. Vanasaur gets reset, as you do. Winch will take the B cap, so now Endgame have a distinct advantage. Edgar pushing onto Hollow Purple and onto Toby. He is now going to be supported by F the Yogurt and Playmaker coming in. Playmaker getting a smack from Hollow Purple. Toby also getting a bit of a smack, but Toby putting a great shot into Playmaker. Playmaker is the focus of attention here. Playmaker is not going to last. Oh, he is. He's lasted on like 11 hit points. How, why, when, who? Evil Fantasy is being whittled down to nothing by Last AFK. This is not going well for BPS. This is great focus fire again from the guys in endgame. Playmaker's still alive. I'm very surprised. Toby looking worse for wear. Trying to get around the map to see who's going to go first. Evil Fantasy is down to 26 hit points. So look at all those low hit points. We have lost a tank. Hollow Purple has gone down. Vanasaur is also a one-shot. Carolade, well, Kuma's a one-shot. Vanasaur finally goes down. Carolade is also a one-shot. I mean, in fact, F the Yogurt and Edgar are the only ones who are significantly healthy. All the rest are literally one-shots. And you'll probably now find just endgame just mopping up. They've already got the points. They've already got the game. Object 3, oh, he's going to just give Matt Ghosty a hard time. They do whittle down Toby, however, and Carolade has gone down as well, but it's all over anyway. BPS unable. I mean, they only had 2 tanks left. It was the F and the and Edgar, and they were the only 2 significantly healthy tanks. So great stuff again from Endgame, just bleeding out BPS. And this is why I love watching Endgame. They're just beautiful to watch. Seriously, they're just beautiful to watch. The way they play the game is scarily brutal. Swapping those spawn points here on Rockfield. This time we'll have Endgame on the south spawn, BPS on the north spawn. So we have BPS rated up first, Evil Fantasy in the 268 yet again. F the Yogurt in Avaca's Light, Matt Ghosty in an E5, Playmaker in a Crown Wagon, Vanasaur in a Crown Wagon, Edgar in an E5, and Kuma in an IS4. Moving over to Endgame, we have Hollow Purple in a Crown Wagon, Carolade in an E5, Last AFK potentially in an E5, Radicos in a Crown Wagon, Toby in a Crown Wagon, Winch in a Vickers, and Object 3 in an E5. So, that's what they look like. Endgame still proving their dominance. And they are dominant, and they've been dominant on the EU server for quite a while now. They are slowly being caught up with the likes of Serenity, but it's not quite there yet. There is quite a gap still between Endgame and the rest of the field. But things can change. But Endgame are just clinical and brutal in the way they approach the battle. I mean, you would have looked, normally you would have looked at that lineup, the way they were on the map a minute ago, and they look pretty spread out. But the thing about Endgame is, if you notice, almost every single one of their shots lands and penetrates and causes damage. And that's what I mean, they're just brutal. Absolutely brutal. And when they focus a tank, well, they focus a tank. And you see that tank get whittled down rapidly. Hit points going so quickly, it's unbelievable. This could be the last game, or is it the penultimate? Will it go to a decider? We will never know until the end of the game, which will be in about 7 minutes, maybe. So let's get up high into the back of the map. Maybe for the last time for the PYS, maybe not. This time, Endgame, well, what are they doing? Well, they're sending the E5s out towards the C-cap. Looks like Winch is going into that area again, and he's going to get those early spots. BPS, well, looking at the way BPS are moving around here, they're sending the majority of their tanks. It's going to be a and B cap for them. We also saw this similar strat used against Serenity with Object 268 of Evil Fantasy at the back of the map there with Vanasaur and the Clanwagon. Winch, well, he gets a reset on Edgar, but he also gets a smack as he tries to come out of that position. C-cap will be taken, and Endgame will get the points advantage. So we've got the E5s here, Radicos, Object 3 and Carolade. Well, they're just trying to find those cross shots in and over. Kuma is looking to jump into the B-cap. Last is AFK is looking to come round and trying to put a bit of pressure on him. So Kuma is going to be reset, no doubt. Yes, he does. He gets reset there. I'm just going to stay with last AFK and Kuma here. So last AFK, well, he's trying. Oh, that was the big 268 putting a massive roll into last AFK. Last AFK with his nose blooded rotates out. Vanasaur here pushing onto Object 3. This is an interesting one. I mean, Object 3 is not really interested. Now he's turning his gun to say, "Oi, what are you doing?" And then he gets a smack from Edgar from the other side of the map. And Object 3 is saying, "Excuse me." So Carolade's coming in and saying, "Object, wake up, man." Carolade coming around to give Vanasaur a hard time. Last AFK, well, he's been whittled down to next to nothing. Oof, Carolade getting his tracks smacked there. Vanasaur giving him a hard time. Who's behind him? Well, it's the F the Yogurt in the Vickers. I'm going to leave that for the moment. Down goes the last AFK because there is a push over the other side of the map. Hollow Purple has got it all to do over here. And I don't think he's going to last. There's too many on him. Edgar and Ghosty are pushing down onto Hollow Purple. Toby is trying to get out dodge as well. And this time it is Endgame who are being bled. Vanasaur finally goes down, but so does Toby. Hollow Purple's going to go down here. Well, maybe not. Edgar, well, Ghosty is trying to finish him off, but finally does. So, back over to this side. Winch is a one-shot. Object 3 has been whittled down. Carolade has been whittled down. Radicos is still relatively healthy. Kuma has been whittled down, but at the moment, BPS do have the advantage on this one, and, you know, you would have to say that it could go to BPS, but you never know what Endgame can do. You really don't. I mean, Radicos is going to sit here and try and get those shots across, maybe into Object 268 of Evil Fantasy if he can. No, he can't, but he looked for it. Object 3 is also looking for the shots. Oh, Radicos gets a bit of a smack from Edgar. Oh, but Radicos could finish Edgar here. Oh, he bounces. Didn't want that. He didn't want that. So BPS are going to get this on points at this point. Oh, Edgar goes down. But there goes Carolade, and it's going to be all over. BPS are going to get this one. Object 3 trying to put the shots in. Radicos is a one-shot. Object 3 is a one-shot. It's pretty much all over. Playmaker should be able to take out Doesn't matter anyway. They lost it on the base point, so we go to it. It's decider. It's a decider. So this time it was BPS doing the bleeding against poor old Endgame. Why am I saying poor old Endgame? I mean, they're dominant. And they're brutal. They're not poor and they're not old. So, we go into Desert Sands. Like I said, I mean, they're only playing for kudos and bragging rights realistically. Nothing else. Nothing else. Top 8 is secure. Endgame cannot be knocked off their perch. Brutal fact of life. So, we will have Endgame on the south spawn. BPS on the north. Evil Fantasy in the E5, F the Yogurt in a T22 match, Ghosty in an E5, Playmaker in an E5, Vanasaur in an E5, Edgar in an E5, and Kuma in a T22. So pretty disappointed that F the Yogurt and Kuma decided to go not with the E5 strat. Bit of Stellanium doesn't help. Moving over to Endgame, well, we got Hollow Purple in a Crown Wagon, Carolade in an E5, Last AFK in a T22, Radikos in an E5, Toby in an E5, Winch in a T22, and Object 3 in an E5. So, I guess we're going to be seeing brawls out in the desert. Nothing wrong with brawls in the desert. It's going to be desert. It's going to be nowhere else other than desert, is it really? Can't see any of these two sending their teams to sea. Be interesting to see if they did that though. But I think they're going to go to the desert. And we're going to see a brawl. Nothing like a good brawl to end the evening. Because this is the very last game of Preview Skill for the spring season. That's it. It's over. It's gone. It's done. It's no more. It is past us. It is gone. We're into the championships then. 5 days from now, guys. Remember that. So, time for the Desert Brawl. This is where you need the Lawrence of Arabia music coming in, you know, wafting over the top. Now they're all going to go to sea, and it's going to really make me look stupid. Yeah. Don't all go to sea and make me look like a complete nutter muppet. So already we got Winch in the last AFK, and the T22 is not making me a muppet. Oh, Hollow Purple is doing his best to make me a muppet. So is Radikos. However, T22s, brawl, brawl, brawl. And here come the rest of BPS. And with the exception of Hollow Purple, here come the rest of Endgame. I no longer look like a muppet. Although Hollow Purple is making me look like one. Come into the desert, Hollow Purple. Redeem me. Yes, he does. There we go. Yay. Now it makes it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Hollow Purple trying to get a good shot there into Edgar. Oh, come on. Let's have the brawl. Brawl, bring it on. Endgame just waiting there, revving their engines, ready to go. BPS, well, you know, running away. F and Evil Fantasy, no, run away, get out of here. Carolade, oh, he's going for it. He said, Toby, let's go. Object 3, let's go. Let's push. Let's give them some pain. Radikos is like, okay, I'm going to get around an aeroplane. BPS are like, no, we have a solid defense. Endgame are like, no, you don't. We've got, look at this, it's just degenerating. Ghosty's going to go down first, maybe. No, he doesn't. Caroline is the first blood. Followed by Edgar. Ghosty's still alive. Is it going to be Ghosty? Is it going to be Winch? It's Winch! Winch goes down. Kuma goes down. Can't believe Ghost is still alive. Let's have a look what Hollow Purple... Oh, Hollow Purple's tussling over there. Back down here. Oh! F the Yogurt goes down. Toby is looking worse for wear. Radikos puts a ram into Playmaker. Last AFK is being harried and hustled. But Object 3 and Toby say to Playmaker, no, how dare you. Ghosty finally went down, by the way. Down he goes, the Playmaker. Vanasaur manages to knock Last AFK out. Hollow Purple is still over there toying with Evil Fantasy. Vanasaur here, he is going to get absolutely sliced and diced. Evil Fantasy finally taking out Hollow Purple. Here he is, let's get with him. No, Radicos, I want Evil Fantasy. There we go. Toby comes around the corner. Evil Fantasy will put a shot in. But it doesn't matter because Object 3 takes him down. Down, 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 down. So, there we have it. That is it. Endgame. Doing what Endgame do best. Winning. Great stuff. That's it, guys. It'll be over. That's it. It's done. It's dusted. It's out of here. It's finitoed. That is Prove Your Skill number 6. That is, in fact, Prove Your Skill complete here on the EU servers. So, the top 8, pretty secure. That is it. We will have, going into the Pro Tour, Endgame, Serenity, Loka, BPS Gravitas, BPS Balator, Potens, A1, N1, Reti, and APA. And that is your top 8. Top 16, well, I really can't see much change to it because there was nobody... come on. Oh, stupid website. Here we go. Should be Recum, IW, Vale, Raid, Sparta, S4W, Kraken S, and Cash. That'll be your Challengers Tour. That'll be in 5 days' time. Not today, not next week, not tomorrow, but in 5 days. Anyway, guys, that's really it. That's all I've got for you today. We have seen some fantastic games. We have seen Serenity tussling with BPS, multiple teams. In fact, today was just, I mean, APA just, basically threw a curveball by coming in. As it would have been just BPS, BPS and BPS. So we've seen some great games from some guys. First 2 games, APA and the first BPS H2O only had 6 players, so made it really easy for Serenity. But we've still seen some great games. We've seen how Endgame can be just as equally brutal when they're not taking it seriously as they will be. And clearly they're going to be, they're going to be the one to look out for. The gap in the field is still massive. It's still massive. Anyway, I'm off because in about 4 hours' time, I'm back to do the NA server where I will be rolling out with Apex against Joker first and foremost. So there we go. So guys, I'd like to say a big thank you for popping in. Hello, Peter, by the way. There's nothing wrong with reading out the names. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with reading out the names at all. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say good evening to you all. I'd like to say a big thank you for popping in and having a watch. It was always nice to host you. I'd like to say a really big, massive thank you for the moderators on my streams. They are really the unsung heroes of the streams. They do all the work. I just sit here and talk a lot. Basically, that's what I do. So they make sure that the chat is nice and friendly, and you get to focus on the gameplay rather than anything else. And that's the main thing about Clan Wars. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for all popping in, and I'm back again later, as I said, on NA. And that'll be it. We'll be taking a break from the tour scene for 5 days until the Pro Tour and the Challengers Tour kick off. So we'll be back to normal stuff in between then. Until the next time, enjoy the rest of whatever day you happen to be in. I mean, I'm in Saturday. You're probably mostly in Friday. Although Layla's just dropped in, and she's probably also in Saturday. Until then, guys, have a good one. I'm out of here. Bye for now.